Hello BookTube, my name is Sarah and today I'm coming to you with my October 2017 pre-orders. These are all the books that I am excited enough about to put on pre-order for the Kindle with Amazon, of course. And yeah, there are 8 books here, so let's jump right in and get started. And as usual, I do these in the date order that they are coming out. So first off, coming out October the 10th is 12 Sleighs of Christmas by Jacqueline Frost. This is the first book in a Christmas tree farm mystery, and it's about a woman who, I think a few weeks before Christmas, ends up getting left at the, not left at the altar, but her fiancé breaks off the engagement with her. So she goes home to, you know, mend and heal and all those things. And her family owns a Christmas tree farm, and a murder happens, and this is a cozy mystery. And the cover just looked so adorable. I happened upon this one looking at the books that were coming out for pre-order, or that were coming soon, and I immediately put this one on the list that I wanted to get it because I am a really big fan of cozy mysteries, and like I said, this one looked totally adorable. The next book comes out October 17th, and that is House of Shadows by Nicola Cornick. This is a historical fiction mystery, and this one sounds really good. It's about a man who starts researching the family history of this house, and then he goes missing. And his sister, in order to try and hopefully find him, continues on with this history. And the very bottom of the description of the book on Goodreads, it says, an unforgettable novel about 3 women and the power one lie can have over history. It sounds really, really good, and I think I'd really enjoy this book, and I'm very much looking forward to it. The next book also comes out October 17th, and I have to admit, again, I was looking through the books that were coming soon, and the cover of this one completely caught my eye, and I decided to add it to my pre-orders. It's Pride and Prejudice and Mistletoe by Melissa de la Cruz. This is a romance novel. I'm looking at the ratings right now on Goodreads, and there have been some reviews because, of course, people have gotten, you know, early copies. They're not that great. It's about 3.25, but it still sounds like a lot of fun. I guess it's a retelling of Pride and Prejudice. Now, I will be honest and say I've never read Pride and Prejudice. But this is about a woman who comes back for her family's Christmas party, and she meets one of her parents' friend's sons. Her name is Darcy Fitzwilliam, and his name is Luke Bennett, which I do know from listening to other people talk are characters' names from Pride and Prejudice, I guess. And it says here, after one too many eggnogs, they fall into bed together, and I guess she just assumes it's just going to be a one-night stand, but she can't stop thinking about him. So it sounds like a lot of fun. I'd really like to get to this one this year, but I have a lot of other books that I want to get to at Christmas. So I might hold off, even though I'm going to order this one now, is hold off and read it next year. But sometime in 2018, read Pride and Prejudice. So that way I have something to base it off of, because I might appreciate it that much more. The next book also comes out on the 17th of October, and this one really got me excited when I saw it. For the longest time, I kept looking at it, and it didn't even have a cover reveal yet, but now they've done that, and here's the cover. And that's Lilac Lane, and it is book number 14 in the Chesapeake Shores series by SHERRYL Woods. This is an epic return. This series I thought was finished, as far as I knew. I read The Inn at Eagle Point, which is the first book, earlier this year. I've read, I think, the first 3 or 4 books, but I'm now going to work my way back through the series. And this is all about, you know, this one kind of family that lives in a small town in Maryland. And it's been years since there's been a book published, so this is really exciting. And this story actually sounds like it's an older couple, you know, that might have grown children. So it sounds really good, but it'll be really nice to revisit with some of the characters, and I'm very, very much looking forward to this book. Also coming out the 17th of October is Shadows in the Night by Heather Graham. This is a book that is part of the Finnegan Connection series. I believe it's the 2nd or 3rd book. Now, typically I don't put the Harlequin category romance books on pre-order, but this is a Heather Graham. It kind of went without saying. It's essentially a FBI murder thriller kind of book, and it's Heather Graham, and it was an automatic pre-order for me. Speaking of books that just had to be pre-ordered, coming out October 24th is Hallow Be Thy Haunt by Heather Graham. It is book number 22.5 in the Crew of Hunters series. This is a novella, and what's so exciting about this one is this goes back to the couple that was in the 2nd book. So it's back to Jake and Ashley, and they're planning their wedding at the plantation that was the central focal point of the 2nd book. And she begins having nightmares, and people are dying in New Orleans, and it takes place over Halloween. It ticks so many boxes for me. I mean, right off the bat, it was a Heather Graham and a Crew of Hunters novel, but outside of that, everything else sounds like it's going to be super great too, and I cannot wait to get to this one in the series. This one is also a novella, and it comes out October 31st actually, and it is The Inn at Blue Hollow Falls, and it's by Donna Kauffman. This is book 1.5 in the Blue Hollow Falls series. I already own the first book, so this is the 1.5. And this is about a man who's a typical Grinch at Christmas time, and I guess he finds love. So it sounds really cute. Again, I have the first book in the series. I had to go ahead and get the next book. So the whole reason I really wanted to make sure that I sat down and did this pre-order, because I had meant to do it last weekend, but I lost track of time, and I really wanted to make sure I got this out for you guys. It's because I wanted to talk about this last book. I'm excited about all the other books I just talked about, but this one I ran across about 3 weeks ago on the Coming Soon, and the cover immediately I clicked on it, and when I read what it was about, I couldn't hit that pre-order button fast enough. And I do plan on absolutely adding this one to my December TBR. Somehow it's going in there. I don't care how I figure it out. But I am so excited about reading this one. So, the book is called Mr. Dickens and His Carol, A Novel of Christmas Past, and it's by Samantha Silva. It is a historical fiction take on Charles Dickens writing A Christmas Carol. So let me read just a little bit about from the back of the book here for you guys. It says, Shakespeare in Love Meets A Christmas Carol in this transporting debut novel set during the whirlwind period in which Dickens wrote his beloved classic, as he embarks on a Scrooge-like journey of his own. And then it says, in pose laced with humor, sumptuous Victorian detail, and charming winks to A Christmas Carol, Samantha Silva breathes new life into this adored classic. Perfect for fans of Dickens, for readers of immersive historical fiction, or for anyone looking for a dose of Christmas cheer, Mr. Dickens and His Carol is destined to become a pre-annual holiday favorite. I cannot wait for this book. I have been a fan of A Christmas Carol for years. It actually wasn't until about 3 years ago that I actually read the book. I am a big fan of the story itself, like that whole Scrooge-like redeeming quality of the holidays. You guys know what I'm talking about. My favorite adaptation is, of course, A Muppet's Christmas Carol. And surprisingly, once I read the book itself, I actually listened to it on audio narrated by Tim Curry, fabulous version, by the way, how close the Muppets actually stayed to the actual book. And I read a book last year, sorry for me looking around, I don't know if I actually, I don't have it handy, but I read kind of like the true story behind Dickens writing A Christmas Carol, and, you know, he was in debt, and his last book didn't do so well, and he wasn't exactly in the Christmas spirit when he wrote this book, and I think you can tell that from reading it. It's a very dark Christmas story. But yeah, I am so excited about this book. I cannot wait for it to come out, and like I said, it will be definitely getting read this December. So anyway, guys, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know in the comments below if any of these books caught your fancy. Are there any books that are coming out in October that you're looking forward to? And yeah, until my next video, guys, take care and happy reading. Bye.